stock market down today, and a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, my portfolio's getting wrecked and all this other stuff. And what nobody else is talking about is, check this out. After LA fires, those teachers face another threat, layoffs. So a dozen teachers in Pasadena, California, whose house burned down, were told to lose their job at the end of the school year because of budget problems. Here we go, another one. Sacramento interim city manager told employees to expect layoffs, union says. So the Sacramento city manager warns layoffs as the city faces a $44 million deficit. IRS plans to cut up to 25% of the workforce in the next round of layoffs. And when I look at these Trump tariffs and everything is going on in the world, and people have been commenting on my YouTube stuff and saying manufacturing jobs will never come back. And I somewhat agree with that. I wouldn't say that the manufacturing jobs come back. I would say that economic growth comes back, right? And so, like, why would I say that? Let's look at this chart. This is from McKinsey, and this is saying how the cost of labor has increased over time, right? So in the 1990s, to get the robot price and the labor price was right around the same time. As time went on into 2015, as Max as this goes, the labor price went up so much, right? It gets more expensive for healthcare, it gets more expensive for just everything, right? Just inflation and everything else. But guess what went down? By 60%. And that is the cost of having robots do the work. When you look at the Tesla assembly line, it is a lot of it is done with robots. So when you're looking at like, hey, let's have workers actually do the labor stuff, the labor work is not that feasible because you can have robots do it. And actually compared to 1990, 60% cheaper than the 1990s was for the same amount of robots, right? And so it goes for labor prices. It's 120% more expensive labor now than it was in the 1990s. And that is due to all kinds of things, right? Everything just got expensive. And so when I'm talking about everything is not coming back like it used to, it's just going to be that robots will do the manufacturing. So what's going to bring back is, if you see these buildings over here, they don't have to be manufacturing, but let's say they are manufacturing. What do? You have to put insurance on them, right? You have to have somebody probably at the front gate. You got to have security. You got to have all kinds of stuff. They have to be up to code. They have to be built. They have to be maintained. They have to have air conditioning on them, right? And so when I say that it's not necessarily that the manufacturing jobs are coming back, is like, but that the economy is going to come back, right? So it's going to probably need a plumber, an AC person, somebody that cleans and paves the road once in a while, a gardener, right? And so when you bring these jobs back is, hey, you're going to have people and say, or companies say, hey, you know what, we're going to do automation, but it's never 100% fully automated, right? You always will have, instead of having 20 engineers that do the assembly line, you might have 2, right? Or 3 of them to run 3 shifts, right? You just have 1. And all of a sudden, when you have that, hey, instead of having these manufacturing jobs be overseas and have a whole team of assembly people, you might invest into one of these units and have it done here. And instead of having 20, 30 people in Vietnam or wherever, or China, India, you might have 2 people here and have everything automated. Yes, the cost's going to be higher, but hey, you're going to be getting probably tax incentives, and you're going to get a whole bunch of other stuff. And so then at the end of the day, it's going to be like, if I could do it here or there, here is probably easier, more convenient, right? Because then I don't have to worry about all these tariffs. Because all these auto tariffs and everybody's screaming, oh my gosh, these auto unions. It's so funny because I watched German TV yesterday, and the German news anchor said, we're not buying General Motors or American cars because we don't want to. They're just scheisse. They're just trash. And I would agree with him. I just don't think that they know how to do it. I just don't think that they can produce such a great vehicle that it's worth to buy it. And when you look at software, you look at all these other things that the United States is great at, they want to go and buy it. They want to go out and say, hey, This is American made, and this is made with pride, and this stands for something. And when you look at these General Motor cars and you're looking at all of them, they're prone to failure. Transmission is like a disaster. They have like, I think my Mustang has 10 years now. It just got to the price where, it just got to a price point where it's just ridiculous. And it's like 10 years and the fuel economy isn't that much better than it when it had only 6 or 7, right? But now you have all these fancy things, you have all these other things. And the person that has been supporting my channel for quite so long time actually said like, hey, it got so expensive because of lawsuits. And I looked into it, and they're paying out all these lawsuits, and that's going to be tacked on to these cars. And this is a whole nother issue in itself, right? You have these lawsuits that they got to pay out. It's the same thing as PG&E. When they burn down the town, they kill a bunch of people. All of a sudden, they have to increase prices because they're paying out all these lawsuits. And when Ford and General Motors do that, it's not necessarily that they need to do it, but their insurance premiums goes up because most likely their insurance is going to be on the hook. That's why they have liability insurance and everything else. And it happens, and then all of a sudden it increases your insurance, right? So, and they have to then tack that onto the cars, and all of a sudden a lot of it is just in nonsense fees that they've got to pay out and make it so expensive so you can't even really build the car that you really, really want because you have all these fees and you got to tack on all these other stuff and you just can't keep up with it, right? Kind of normal economics. Rather than Honda that's been like, hey, let's make small changes, or Toyota, let's make small changes over time. And then all of a sudden people are like, yeah, let's buy those cars. No, most Americans don't want to buy American cars because they're just not that great. There's a sense of pride in it, but Ford, fixed or broken daily, right? And it's just not very well maintained quality. And when you're looking at all these tariffs coming in and everybody's screaming, from my European standpoint is, I know why they're screaming, and you're gonna know why too, because from the European standpoint, right, is what do we use garages for? And this isn't like a sarcastic question that I'm asking you. What do we use garages for? When we look at garages, this is one in Europe. You store cars in it, right? But no, in the US, we are now starting to, and I know because neighbors of mine have done that for a very long time, they look like this. So what are those? Those are storage units. And what is it? It is 95% junk. And I'm asking you, let me know if you know people that have garages like this. And there's no shame against that. It is just, in other words, consumerism. And that is great for America, right? You consume stuff, import, export, and all this kind of stuff. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe. And I make videos like this all the time. So all of a sudden, you have these garages that are filled with stuff you most likely don't use. And so when you do it, it just goes in a corner, you set it and forget about it. And then once you do need it, you forgot about it and you order another one. So nobody has brainwashed their population as great as America did with consumerism, buying stuff you don't need, and just putting it into the garage. And so then when you want to store a car in your garage, in your 3-car garage, you have no room and you have your car sit outside. And it's just the name of the game. If you have 3 cars, I bet you, or 3-car garage, I bet you have stuff in one of the sides of your garage that is stacked high. And that is just how they primed you to do all kinds of shopping online, Amazon. You got, oh, you need a portable car charger. Oh, you need a portable this, and this is so much better than version 2, so keep on buying it. And in Europe, in Switzerland, where you don't have that much room, you just physically cannot get that much stuff, or you're gonna be sleeping under it, right? You have to put your mattress on top of it and sleep up on it. But when you got room and you can put it all in, then why not, right? And so all of a sudden, you see these people scream. It's not it's not if it's different parties, right? It's Democrats and Republicans screaming, saying, oh my gosh. It's because all these wealthy people, they own companies that produce stuff, right? They produce fertilizer, beans, electronics, chargers, And so they tell you, flash sale, new charger, it's double as fast, it's so much more efficient than your old one. So just go out and get it. And we can ship it now at 62% discount before the tariffs hit. Just click buy now and we'll move on. And this is gonna be like, okay, how many times are you gonna use it? Is your old one broken? No, but we're just like, yeah, let's just buy it. And I've been a victim of that, where I was like, ooh, this is nice, shiny, flashy, and the other one's still okay, but it's like, let's just go and get it anyways, right? Because it's like, it's a lightning deal on Amazon. And so they make it, they cater to you. They have like real psychologists make research on, hey, this is, and data scientists, right? They say, hey, if the text box is round rather than square, we have more people buying. When it's green and they've already entered their credit card and we just click buy now, we're not putting in their card, it's also easier, right? Because then they don't have then they don't see the price that much. You only show it once, and then once you click again, you can just click buy now and not even see the price. And so of course they're screaming because they want you to have all that. They want you to ping that. They want you to have all these garages filled with junk, because that's how they make their money, right? And it is just absolutely crazy when it comes to consumerism in the United States. Yeah, look at that. It has stuff in it on these pictures with these garages you wouldn't believe, right? But it is the American way, and so be it. But man, look at the walls. When I look at these pictures, bikes, scopes, turkeys, I don't even know what you need all that stuff for. And then everybody's gonna have ATVs, they're gonna have shop vacs, they gotta have who knows what. But hey, thank God we got it, right? And yeah, I never quite got that, because it's just, how much physical things do you really need? And how much are you gonna have before it literally owns you rather than you owning it, right? Because I feel that with houses, now that house prices are going down and people are renting, I don't hear people that are saying, oh my gosh, renting was the way to go because my house in this area just lost 10-15%, or I had to discount it. You don't hear people make these videos. You only hear in upwards market, you're a fool, you're an idiot if you're not buying. But now nobody is making videos laughing, saying, haha, should have told you you should rent. You have flexibility. You don't have to carry the cost, and you don't have to do all these other things. And now you're stuck like Chuck, right? And can't sell it. Yeah, I saw Lee County has like one of the highest inventory prices, where it's like something like 16,000 properties for sale, and like sales, I think they could support themselves for like 9 to 10 months. 9 to 10 months with no inventory coming up, and there still be thousands of properties, right? Housing market now, and you're trying to do something. Lowball, baby, lowball. You have so many prices. What you do now, if you're in the housing market and you waited and you didn't have to like hype in and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. You have opportunities now. You have pick of the litter. You can pick whichever one you want, because if you wait another 30 days, people are gonna lower prices more. So what do? You write offers, lowball offers. And if they say, well, we're not gonna attain that, be like, yep, don't worry, we're not gonna counter or do anything. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come back 6 months from now, and you're gonna be lower, and I'm gonna write you another lowball offer, but then on that price, not on this current one today, and see how it goes. And now people are gonna be so mad and say, you can't be doing that. My house, in my area, it's still competitive. Great, just wait another few months and we will see. Because if everybody is losing jobs, most likely stock portfolios are down now. So if you're in the Bay Area, you're in New York, and you have these stock investors and taking out leverage to do it, because greed's a real thing, I'm telling you. If you're greedy, it's just gonna come and sting you, right? And so now you IPO'd and you had all the stock, and now all of a sudden you had $10 million, and now the stock's down 20%, 30%. You lost out on some big change, right? And so that's why you got to diversify and do all these other things. But yeah, you got to be smart. You got to be on the pulse. You got to be listening to other people on YouTube. You got to be making your own market research. Do AI searches. Hey, what does this have? And not listen to some random person on YouTube. Just, hey, type it into Google, type it into wherever, and see, hey, is this something that might be a good buy, might be a bad buy? What does this mean? And educate yourself. Ask AI. You can ask GPT now everything. Hey, what does this mean for my personal situation? Hey, if there's 5,000 homes in my area and there's 20,000 people or 20,000 households and there's 3,000 houses for sale, what does that mean? What does market day supply mean? How am I gonna find the right realtor? And all these other things. Or hey, how do I find the best person to buy stocks from? Or should I buy this today or should I not? Ask AI and see what AI says. Most of the time, it's pretty spot on. Tell them your financial goals. This is where I want to go. Is this a go or a no? And so with this go or no, I'm gonna let you go. So thanks for spending my walk with me. I appreciate it. 17 minutes. And I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to like and leave a comment, and I'll try to get it to you.